Hey everybody, Todd Michael Putnam here from D&D Creative Table Designs, and in this particular session we're going to look at wilderness adventure encounters. And the idea behind this is just it's a travel setting. And even though the board looks like it's all one big contiguous setup, that's not actually the way that this is designed to be played, our attention will be focused on certain areas at given times, and kind of the rest of it goes away. So I'll give you an example. In the early adventures, as the players are walking along, they might see a bunch of deer. These are actually reindeer from one of the sets from WizKids, but I'm just using them as deer. So they see some deer here and they decide to go after them because in the way that I play Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, I use my own set of homebrew rules called Creatures and Catacombs. And in version 2 of the beta, I got rid of some of the spells that make things a little too easy, even though they might be low level. For example, Good Berries is gone. Create Food and Drink is gone. And the reason for that is it gets rid of potentials for drama at way too easy a level. Not to get too deep into the hole, but can you imagine if Frodo and Bilbo or whatever it is had the Good Berry spell, and so they didn't have to worry about their lambda's bread running out as they're trying to go towards Mount Doom. It's just the idea of starvation is a motivator to cause players to do certain things. And so in Creatures and Catacombs version 2 beta, which is we're currently working on, spells like that are taken out. And so therefore there's a motivation when deer come along or when game come along of various types, that the players have a reason to try and kill it, to get some food. So in this instance, they come across and they see 3 deer and they go after it, and they're simply going to go try and do some survival and get some food. But unbeknownst to them, there are 3 pixies that are zipping along through the forest, have been following the players and seeing what they're doing, and they see an opportunity to have some fun. And so as the players approach the deer, each of the pixies decides to grab one and polymorph them into ogres. All of a sudden, what should just be a fight against some deer has turned into a fight against 3 ogres, and the players have that to contend with. They, of course, may or may not see the pixies do this, or certainly be aware that there's something out there that's causing them to polymorph the deer into ogres, and cause them to have possibly a verbal encounter with the pixies. But nonetheless, they've absolutely got 3 ogres that they have to take care of. So, and that's like deep in the forest. That's this section right here. And then later on, the players will come over to another section bordered by some river, and that's going to be handled by, there's a forest troll. So this section is not, in gameplay terms, it's not 50 feet away or whatever it is. This is one section where they're traveling early in the morning, for example, and then sometime later in the late morning, they come across this section of the forest here where the forest itself seems to be ending. Apologize for the light coming in through that window. The forest seems to be coming to an end, and it's bordered on an area with a river, and it's starting to have a little bit of a clearing, but they do come across a big forest troll wandering about. They could try and talk to him. They could ask him what's going on possibly in the area, what else he's seen, possibly try and bribe him with some food or some gold, or try and avoid him altogether, or fight it. That would be up to the players how they want to handle that particular encounter. Once they cross past the river and do some traveling into more of like an open plains area, there's some trees there and whatnot, and they'll come across some giant murder hornets. Giant murder hornets will come out, and that's just a straight up combat type thing. Of course, the hornets can chase them. They've got a faster fly speed than the players have running speed. So, and the murder hornets see the players as food. So that's basically a preset encounter for combat. Again, even though it's only a couple of 100 feet away from that, and even though the board looks like it's one giant contiguous thing, it's again focused on this is an area in the forest. This is an area on the border of the forest that might be a couple hours later. Maybe in early afternoon they have an encounter with the murder hornets, or you could separate it by days if you want. And then the final encounter that I had set up is with a chimera. Looks like he's just finished feasting on a party of other adventurers or merchants, travelers, whatever it may be. but he's amassed for himself a small amount of treasure in his lair in this area bounded by rocks. And of course, it would be up to the players if they try and take him out or just try and avoid him altogether. That would be their choice. But the Chimera, of course, is always hungry. He's got 3 heads, so he's always looking for food. And his recent kills have already been feasted on. So the players would probably be looking pretty munchy to him. And of course, with wings, he would be able to pursue the players if the DM so choose. So that's the idea. This is just several encounters in one big board. The concept being that even though the board itself may look contiguous, may certainly present itself as being, oh, okay, this is just one big open area. As a DM, you always have the ability to just kind of focus their attention to a specific area and say, you know, all of this area here, all you see around is the river on that one side, and then there's a whole bunch of plains where things kind of stretch out in the open. Or in this area here, it's there might be a river on one side, but it's where the forest is just coming to an end, and there's a whole stretch, and you see this creature. And this one here, it's deep in the forest itself, and all you see, no matter which way you look, is forest all around you, despite the fact that it presents, of course, on the big picture. So you're just basically zooming the player's attention in on one area and using that to telling them to expand with their mind and go, the whole area looks like this, even though it's contiguous on the table. So that's it. Just some simple wilderness adventure encounters and an idea of the way that you can utilize the board quick and easy, so it doesn't always have to be one big contiguous adventure. Physically, you could have it multiple areas on the board signify different areas at different times of the day. That's the idea. Please like and subscribe if you enjoy these videos. Always happy to get your comments and feedbacks and let me know what you think. Looking forward to seeing you again next adventure. So take care, and I'll see you then. Bye.